Is AI a bubble? It's entirely possible. Is it gonna burst? It's entirely possible. When? Nobody knows. Can you make some money off of it before it bursts while it's still inflating, and even after it bursts? You probably could. Hey there, name's Alex, and I'm no economist. But I'm also not a fortune teller. And if you see a fortune teller and they're not a trillionaire, you have found yourself a charlatan. Don't trust them and stay away from them. And for sure, don't give them any money. Elon Musk is reportedly said to become the world's first trillionaire in the next few years. Who knows? Maybe he has some insight into the future, but the rest of us just don't have crystal balls and we can't see into the future. So my guess is gonna be as good as yours as to what the future holds. Looking at the AI, at what's going on with AI, with OpenAI saying that it's going to be investing hundreds of billions of dollars into NVIDIA to build chips for them, and NVIDIA saying it's going to be investing hundreds of billions of dollars into Oracle to develop cloud service stuff for them, and then Oracle saying that it's going to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into OpenAI to develop AI for them. It all sounds like the same hundreds of billions of dollars are making the round, going in circles back and forth between the same few companies, or even just promises of investing billions of dollars just flowing in between those companies, and even the promises alone are raising the market valuations and stock value of these companies by hundreds of billions of dollars, and there's your money to do investments with. So yeah, it does really sound like a bit of a bubble, and like it's all a big circle jerk. And it's not just these companies. OpenAI is also investing into AMD, TSMC, and the US government has even decided that it wants to have a 10% stock stake or share into Intel. And what's up with all that? And all those companies are also investing into other companies that invest in other companies that also invest in other companies, and eventually all of the investment circles back to them, or OpenAI at least. And there's also Palantir. What did they even do? Who are Palantir even? It's all starting to sound a lot like an even broader bubble. Or maybe it's not just a single bubble, but multiple bubbles. A number of bubbles all inflating and feeding into each other. And it's probably even extends beyond just AI, or maybe even beyond just the tech sector, but even the broader US and maybe even the global economy. And if it is a bubble, and if it ends up bursting, it may end up blowing the whole world economy with it. But I've said before on this channel that I don't like playing the doomsday prophet. Instead, I'm going to present you with a question. It's not so much me asking you this question, but it's me giving you this question to use. And this question is as follows. Do you think humanity is going to be needing more or less of X in the future? And for X, you can plug whatever you're interested in. And the answer is going to be either humanity is going to need more of X in the future, or humanity is going to need less of X in the future. Whatever the answer is, it's your guess or anyone's guess. You might call it a prediction, but this is essentially picking red or black at the roulette table and going all in on that. Whatever answer you give is going to be informing your investment decisions. We can use for X the following example. Let X be food. Is humanity going to need more or less food in the future? What do you think? If you guess that there's going to be more hungry mouths to feed in the future because we're going to have more humans in the future, we are going to be needing more food. So investing in things like food production, growing, processing, storage, handling, shipping, preparation, retail, or even service, that may be a good bet. On the other hand, if you believe that we're headed for something like a demographic collapse, population decline, etc., and there will be less humans in the future, you might not want to bet on food as much. Still, whatever number of humans are alive at any given moment on the planet will need to eat, that's for sure. But there's also the question of whether feeding more humans versus feeding less humans is going to be more efficient or less efficient due to things like economies of scale and hence more profitable. It may be more profitable or more efficient to feed more humans due to economies of scale, or it may be more efficient or more profitable to feed less humans due to less resources required, or etc. Another example that I have used in the past when asking this question is energy. Is humanity going to need more or less energy in the future? Are we going to be doing more things that demand more energy, that are energy intensive, like building massive data centers to run simulations of universes or solve complex questions, scientific and physical questions, or maybe we're going to be building large experimental particle colliders that accelerate smaller and smaller particles at light speed towards each other to break them into even smaller particles and see how they break. Or maybe we're just going to be using AI to draw pictures of cats in anime style or whatever. Your guess is as good as mine. But if we're going to be doing all of that stuff, maybe we're going to be needing more energy. Or maybe, alternatively, we're going to be cutting down on our energy consumptions due to either population decline or other decisions that we make about what we do or we don't do. What if, for example, we become more efficient with our energy usage and we figure out that we can do more with the same amount of energy or even less? Or what if we develop commercially viable nuclear cold fusion in the following years? Or maybe we discover a perpetual motion machine or whatever other free infinite energy glitch. What if that exists and we happen to just stumble upon it suddenly? What's that going to do with the prices of energy? And what energy exactly? Hydrocarbons, things like oil, coal, and gas? Or what about hydrogen? Or maybe nuclear energy? Things like uranium or thorium? Or maybe we discover other fissile nuclear fuels? Or what about fusible nuclear fuels? Some hydrogen isotopes like deuterium or helium? What if the discovery of commercially viable nuclear fusion makes launching a mission to the moon to mine for helium-3 feasible, and we decide we want to do that tomorrow? Won't that use up a lot of energy? That's going to be part of the equation of balancing out the energy we generate versus the energy we consume to generate the energy, the input versus the output. And what about renewables? Then instead of fuels, you'll be mining for metals, not just iron and copper, but also rare earth minerals, and also who knows what next chemical elements the next renewable technological revolution is going to require. It was lithium up until a few years. Now it's rare earths. Who knows what other properties of other known and readily available materials we discovered that help with energy generation or storage or transfer. Who knows? It's in the future potentially, and who knows what else we might discover. But here I would like to add that I believe that there is a threshold to the dollar cost of producing a joule of energy. I think there is an actual physical and economic barrier that you can't produce a joule of energy for cheaper than X amount of dollars. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure that it exists, and you can't produce a joule of energy for less than a given cost that we are probably going to find out in some point in the future, and we're going to know what's the cheapest we can produce a joule of energy. And you see how the question of generating energy flows over to raw materials. Do you think the world is going to need more or less of copper in the future? If yes, you can speculate with the price of the metal or invest in companies that mine and process the stuff. And it's not just copper. You can apply the same reasoning to whatever other resource or raw material, be it things like salt, iron, oil, coal, nickel, lithium, whatever. If it's in the periodic table or a chemical compound, there's probably a market for it, and it's probably companies that deal with extracting it from the ground and processing it into useful forms. Going back to our original topic of AI and technology, let's ask again the question: do you think humanity is going to need more or less of X in the future? But this time for X, let's plug in software, technology, processing and computational power, compute. That's what the companies call it. So they're selling you compute. So X number of computational operations, let's say. The question is, do you think that we will be a more technological society in the future or a less technological society in the future? A more connected, a more online society? Or maybe you think that as a result of some disaster or calamity, or maybe as a result of our own decisions, we'll make the decision to move away from the path towards a cyberpunk dystopia, instead choosing to go back more to our roots, or as some people say, return to monkey. And maybe we're going to have a more analog future for whatever reason than a digital and always connected one. Based on your reasoning on these matters, you will choose how you're going to want to go about investing in the tech sector, how much and if at all. And keep in mind that if you choose to not go to the roulette table, and you are foregoing the risk, but also the opportunity for the reward, and that's also a choice you're making. Not playing is also a choice. And as one of my favorite economics channels, Economics Explained, likes to say, nobody can predict the future, least of all economists, and I'm not even one of those. Yeah, and there is another note to make. You're not investing in good businesses, and you're not investing in future. You are not investing in good businesses. You're investing in future prospects. A good business now might not be a good investment or a good business in the future. Whenever you're investing, you're making a bet that the business the business you're investing is going to be a better business in the future than it is right now. So you could invest in a bad business right now, but you're just betting that it's going to be a good business in the future, or at least better than it is right now. And it might get worse before it gets better, and it might get better before it gets worse. And you could take advantage of both. But let's say, for now, AI is a good business, and it's going to be a good business. But is it going to be a good business for everyone? Let's say Meta invests a lot into AI. But into AI doing what exactly? It's like what, I don't know if you've heard of the underpants gnomes. The underpants gnome, as you may know, steal underpants. Their plan goes something like this. Step 1, steal underpants. Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark. And step 3, profit. So if Meta, for example, their plan for investing in AI, what if their plan for investing in AI is similar? What if they just keep investing in AI, but none of what they do with AI ends up turning a profit? Excuse me, been talking for so long. So what if whatever they invest in never ends up turning a profit? Step 1, invest in AI. Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 3, profit. And what if someone like Tesla also invests in AI, but actually has a pipeline to turn it into products to market and turn a profit? Some companies might be better at leveraging AI into profitable business strategies. There's also another buzzword, corporate buzzword for you, leveraging. Like another one of my favorite YouTube channels, Aaron Clary, likes to say, and he jokes about this when we at Corporation X are leveraging our synergies. So even if AI is great, there's still going to be winners and losers, and who they're going to be, you have to do that research before you make the bet on company X versus company Y. Anyway, that's all I had for this video. If you've liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment below also telling me you know exactly when the AI bubble is going to burst, or you know which companies are going to be the best horses in the AI race to bet on. Subscribe to the channel for future videos, more on the way of course. And if you want to invest in the development of channels talking about AI without actually making a profit out of it, you can support the channel. Links will be in the description below. Anyway, I've been Alex. I've not been an economist, nor have I been a fortune teller. Till next time. Bye.